The question says solve this equation. So we have 5x equals 40 x raised to the power minus half. So how do we solve this equation? Solution. Okay, so for 5x equals 40x raised to the power minus half. Okay, so when we look at this part of the equation, so let us have this in form of, okay, when we look at the law of indices. Okay, one of the law of indices, when we have a negative exponent, okay, that's how we have this type of expression. Okay, so what do we do? So we have the base. Okay, we introduce 1 at the numerator. Okay, to eliminate this, so we repeat this as 1 over n. Okay, or we have it as 1 over root a. Okay, so when we apply this to this, so we have this as 5x equals, okay, we have 40 times, so for x is power minus half, we have it as 1 over, okay, x is to power half. Okay, so from here we have this as 5x equals 40 times 1 is 40 over x raised to power half. Okay, so the next thing we do is to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we have this as 5x times x raised to power half, which is this, equals 40. Okay, so from here we can apply the law of indices. Okay, multiplying the same base, what do? We pick out 1, we add the power, so we have this as 5. So when we pick out 1 is x, so we have the power of x to be 1. Okay, so we have 1 plus, here we have this as half. Okay, equals 40. Okay, so here we have this side as 5, so this is x. So when we add this together, we have this as 3 over 2. Okay, how do we do that? So when we say 1 plus half, so we have this as 1 and a half. Okay, so we can decide to convert this to an improper fraction. For 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1, we have this as 3 over 2. Okay, which is this, equals 40. So let us isolate this by dividing both sides by 5. Okay, so when we do this, this is out. So we have this as 5 here 1, 5 here is 8. So what do we have here? We have x is to the power 3 over 2 equals 8. So from here, okay, so we have this as x is to the power 3 over 2 equals 8. Okay, so let us multiply both sides of the equation, okay, which is the power by the reciprocal of 3 over 2, that is 2 over 3. Okay, so when we do this, okay, we have this. So what do we do from here? This will simplify this, so that is 1. So we have x equals, so for 8 is part 2 over 3, we have this as the cube root of 8, okay, squared. Okay, so we have x equals, so for the cube root of 8, we have it to be 2. So we have our square, okay, which implies 2 times 2. So we have the value of x to be 4. So when we put 4 in this equation, so for 5 times 4 is 20. So we have this as 1 over 2. So when we resolve this as x is power minus half, which is 1 divide, okay, square root of x, okay, and x is 4. So for the square root of 4 is 2, so we have this as 1 over 2. So by the time we multiply it by 40, okay, so we simplify, this is 20, so 1 times 20 is 20, so for 5 times 4 is 20, so that means the value of x equals 4. The question says solve this equation. So we have 2r raised to the power minus 3 equals minus 16. So how do we do this solution? Okay, so for 2r raised to the power minus 3 equals minus 16. So let us try to isolate this by dividing both sides by 2. So when we do this, so this divides this. So we have this as r raised to the power minus 3 equals, so when we divide this, we have this as minus 8. Okay, So when we look at law of indices, when we have a negative exponent, okay, so we introduce 1 and have this in this form, okay. So let us apply this to this. So we have 1 over r raised to power 3, okay, equals minus 8, okay. So that means r raised to power 3 equals, okay, minus 1 over 8. So how do we get this? So if we first multiply, so we have minus 8r raised to power 3 equals 1, okay. So when we divide both sides by minus 8, okay, to make this, so this is out. So we have r raised to power 3 equals 1 over 8 minus 1 over 8, which is this, okay. So what do we do from here? So the next thing we do is to take the cube roots of both sides. So when we do this, we have the cube roots of r raised to power 3 equals the cube roots, okay, of minus 1 over 8. So when we do this, this is ours. So what do we have? We have our r, okay. So for our r to be here, so the cube root of minus 1 is minus 1, okay. The cube root of 8 is 2. So we multiply 2 in 3 places, we have 8. Minus 1 multiplied by itself in 3 places, we have minus 1, okay. Now, if r is minus 1 over 2, when we put it back in this equation, we have minus 16. So let us check that, okay. So for r equals minus 1 over 2, so when we have 2r, okay, it's by minus 3. So this one is simply as saying 2 over r raised to power 3, okay. So we have this as 2 over, so the value of r is minus half, okay. So over raised to power 3, which is r raised to power 3. So the value of r is minus 1 over 2 raised to power 3. So here we have this as 2 over, so this one is minus 1 over 8, okay, as a result of this exponent. So for 2 divide, we are dividing a whole number by a fraction, so the denominator multiply this. So we have this as 2 times 8 divide minus 1. So this gives us minus 16, which is this. So that means the value of r equals minus 1 over 2. The question says solve for s in this equation. So we have the first one to be 0.5 to the power s equals 8. We have 0.25 within the parentheses. S to the power s equals 4. So how do we go about the solution? Okay, so for 0.5 s to the power x, okay, equals 8. So let us convert this 0.5 to a fraction. So we have this as 5 over 10, okay, or we have it as 1 over 2, okay. So let us replace the 0.5 with 1 over 2. So we have 1 over 2 raised to the power x equals 8, okay. So we can write this 1 over 2 as 2 raised to the power minus 1 raised to the power x equals, so for 8 we have it to be 2 raised to the power 3, that gives 8. So when we apply the exponent rule, we have minus x minus 1 times x is minus x equals 3. So that means the value of x equals minus 3, okay, for the first one. And for the second equation, we have 0.25, okay, raised to the power x equals 4. So let us convert this to a fraction. So from 0.25, okay, so we really line, the point turns to 1, this number turns to 0. So we have this as 25. So when we reduce this further, so we have this as 1 over 4, okay. So let's replace this with 1 over 4. And before that, 1 over 4, we can have it as 1 over 2 squared, or we have it as 2 raised to the power minus 2, okay. So let us replace this with this. So we have 2 raised to power minus 2 raised to power x, okay, equals, so for 4 we have it as 2 raised to power 2. So when we apply the exponent rule, we have 2 raised to power minus 2x, this is multiplying this, equals 2 raised to power 2, okay. Since we have the same base, so we have this as minus 2x equals 2. So what do? The next thing we do, we divide both sides by minus 2. So when we do that, we have x to be minus 1.